Today was an awesome practice. I tried to tell the team before we got started that this is the major second scrimmage that we've had during training camp, and we were going to push them. We were going to give them a bunch of different situational opportunities during the course of the game. We did things, opening drives, we did sudden change situations at or near around midfield. We did backed up, then we did all the high red zone, tight red zone, goal line situations. We gave them just a whole lot of things to deal with mentally, and today kind of a little bit represents the last of the installation. We've had 2 weeks where we've just absolutely thrown stuff against the wall, and what fell on the floor we picked it up and threw it on the wall the next day, just kept building. And now next week and until the first game, now we can really start polishing and add little nuances to all the things that they've already learned. But I love the kids' aggressiveness. I love the way in which that they've practiced, and I'm pleased with the progress that we've made so far.
I feel like we stopped the run better than we did the first scrimmage, and that's what we've been working on ever since the first scrimmage. And I feel like it paid off today. We seen it pay off today. Personally, I just wanted to prove things on weekend, like lateral movement and things like my speed and all that. But as far as like the team aspect, I don't really think about stats too much. I try to think about as a collective group effort, and I couldn't have made all the tackles I made without the rest of the 10 guys on the field with me.
I feel like I've adjusted well from the spring. We started off kind of slow in the spring, but that was normal. And then now that we're halfway through training camp, like everything is just clicking, and like we just gotta fix the little things. It's not so much the playbook, but just like the little things, the execution. We opening up the offense, and the big plays are there. Like everybody's getting comfortable now, and we're gonna make it happen.
Tony, one thing, he is a football junkie. I mean, until you get around these kids and you kind of get to know them really well, I mean, he loves watching film. He loves being coached. He's always asking, how can I do something better? How would this work if I do things? And I think his approach mentally gives him a chance to be very, productive on the field. He's got a lot of speed. He's got a lot of quickness. And in close, confined quarters, I mean, he's one of those kind of guys that's extremely difficult to cover.
I feel like I'm in more shape. Last year I was a young guy, and they just kind of threw me in there early. So I feel like this year, like I'm in more shape, and I got a little faster and stronger. Man, Florida's the best football, so like I feel like I'm adapting well. Like it's always been fast for me, growing up in South Florida. So the biggest thing is just making sure you know your playbook, making sure you know the defense, and just going out there and being yourself.
We had some really, really outstanding punts today. Had really good hang time, flipped the field position-wise. Early in the scrimmage when we were emphasizing field goals, I think we were like 4-4 on the very first 4 field goals. So that part of it, again, was a very positive. We had some big plays in the passing game, and we had some explosive runs, which we hadn't had until today's scrimmage. So that was the bright side.
It means a lot to me. I know it's my last one. It could be my last time putting on pads. You never know. But I just try to come out here with a professional approach and then take it from there.
We've got a chance now for, I think, 12 practices to take a good close look at a lot of the freshmen and see, what roles that we could create for them. Could they put themselves in a position to really legitimately compete, to maybe add to the depth, maybe become a good backup player? Could they maybe get into a starting role on some of the situational packages? But I think we're getting better every day. And as long as we can continue to stay healthy and guys stay, in a position where they can play for the next 2 weeks, I think by the time the first game rolls around, I think that we'll feel a lot more confident in our depth.